Assalamu alaikum. Please be seated. It gives me great honor to be here once again at this beautiful sanctuary and mosque that carries the name of a woman, Mosque Maryam. All of us know the prestigious position that the Mother of Jesus holds in the eyes of the entire world, whether they're Muslims or Christians or of other faith traditions. The holiness of Mother begins before the birth of any child, whether they be male or female. And the woman, particularly as teaches the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, is much more than what the world has made her to appear to be. She actually is the twin of God. She is the second self of God. So how can you be as you are without honoring the woman, the mother, who gives birth to all creation? My son, as I entered Mosque Maryam, asked me if I would consider having a few comments to make on women's rights. And I said, I'm not sure if this is the moment or the time to give it full justice, because it would take a lecture itself to bring out the beauty of womanhood, the beauty of motherhood. But because so much we have been exposed to in global politics, in the global world of the view of women, in the Christian society, the Jewish society, the Islamic society, the Buddhist society, it appears that woman is a step behind the men. And that is because many reasons. There are historical reasons, but mainly because men have been engaged in war for 5,000, 6,000 years of history. And the woman is the object of the enemy when he invades a country. The first objective is to get that woman, is that right? Spoil her and put his seed in that woman so that she will no longer be a part of that particular society out of which she was born, but she would take on the personality of the conqueror. And in this case, the conqueror has many colors. It is not just the white man that was the conqueror. We have every race that was created in this time zone of 6,000 years who vanquished their nearby neighboring countries. And what did they do? They took the women as chattel, and they made these women do their bidding. So one of the reasons, though it is not to be contemporary or future history, they put the women in the back room, covered her, so that she would not be displayed as an attracting force for the invader. Do you follow? So what we see happening in the Islamic world in particular, which seems to carry this view of degenerating womanhood by putting her in a covering, a black veil or a black covering, hijab, okay, there's another word. And recently there's been much attention on the country of Iran. And I'm quite sure that you have been listening to the news and hearing what the president is saying from Iran to the United States government and to the entire world. And one of the problems that we're seeing is that women all over the world are striving to become equal, is that true? With the men in the society, so that they too can operate as functionaries within their governments, within their school systems. But to understand, as I said, takes a lecture to go deeply into this subject. Why are the women in Islam in particular shrouded? So I was sitting here and a thought came to my head. Women in Arabia, particularly, women in the Islamic world, predominant Islamic world, in the Middle East, in Iran, in Iraq, all of these countries that are under the gun of a military fiasco targeted by the United States government. If you see a woman wearing a complete covering in black, I thought about the origin of Mecca itself, and that there is a sacred house called the Kaaba that is also veiled or draped in a black cloth that covers its nakedness. And the nakedness is stone or bricks. So if you were to look at the bricks of that house and know the sacredness of that house, you could compare it to the sacredness of the female. Oops. Because in its origin, it is aligned to the heavens. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, the original orb in the heavens has what they call the heavenly Kaaba, an architectural plan designed from the heavens that ultimately came down to the earth and was put in the sacred spot that we call Mecca today. If men and women take Hajj, and they do, they are to remove, now listen to this, all of the trappings of their traditional societies. They no longer wear the veil. They no longer drape themselves in their traditional dress. They no longer are assigned to a specific position or place. Thank you. Position or place to pray in the mosques. In Mecca, you move around the sacred shrine, and there could be a man on your left, a man on your right, a man behind you or in front of you. But that is the only pillar of Islam, the fifth pillar, that shows true equality between the male and the female. They pray together, they move together, and they are not veiled. So I wondered if this was a symbol of the ultimate reality of the world of Islam in the future, where the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said there would be complete equality between male and female, that women will be in the workforce as well as producing children and keeping their households, that we should even learn as women to be diplomats in the society. We should learn how to pilot planes. We should be a part of every moving mechanism that makes up the society and the civilization. So I close by guiding you to read Surah 4, which is entitled The Women. Out of this surah, the 3/4% of the Sharia law that is practiced in Islam is in securing the rights of women, the orphans, the widows. Safeguarding the rights of women is 3/4 of the Sharia law that governs the Islamic world today. So as I close, as my time has come to an end, I want women to be honored and respected as the mothers of civilization, brothers. And if you are going to aspire to be godlike, if you're going to aspire to be the image of God, there has to be a greater understanding and reverence of the woman. the mothers of civilization. So as you leave Mosque Maryam today, and after we hear the message from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, always remember that he's talking to he, she, and she,